Lix here in Moscow. While walking through the Russian capital, I kept coming across signs like this, which stand for a company or a shop that is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, when I was exploring the German capital Berlin on foot a few weeks ago, I noticed their absence. In practice, this means, for example, that if someone wants to cook in the middle of the night here in Moscow, there are a whole range of supermarkets and shops with a 24/7 sign that are open day and night and where you can get the ingredients you need. And if you can't sleep at night because you have a cough, sore throat, fever or whatever, a pharmacy that is open 24 hours a day is not far from your accommodation in Moscow. If it's more serious, you can call a doctor around the clock, and parents can call a pediatrician home in the middle of the night to look after their sick child. Does that sound familiar in the country you live in? Just kidding. Moscow's Botkin Hospital, for example, cultivates the patient-friendly motto from doctor to patient. This means that patients arriving at the hospital at any time of day or night do not walk around in offices, but lie on comfortable diagnostic beds. All necessary examinations are carried out directly at the patient's bedside. The hospital also employs social workers and psychologists. These professionals solve the problems of patients who cannot be helped by relatives and friends. In other words, they take care of solving social and financial problems that arise after discharge from hospital, as the hospital explains on its website. Certainly the average person in Moscow doesn't need one of the round-the-clock limousine services available, but there are also taxis available 24/7, which are quite cheap compared to the European capitals, where I have used taxis recently. If you want to have a drink or a meal in the middle of the night, there are numerous bars and restaurants that are open day and night. Even McDonald's and KFC used to have several branches that were open around the clock. Now they have fallen victim to the Washington-led economic war against Russia, but there are good Russian alternatives that have completely replaced them. If you need a fully functional and very comfortable co-working space to work and study, there are also several options in Moscow. And for nomads working around the globe, Moscow is definitely a cheaper and more pleasant alternative than Western capitals. Don't worry if you need a beauty salon, massage parlor, or tattoo studio. There are numerous of them open 24 hours a day. And what happens if you urgently need to visit a bank at night or on a Sunday when banks are normally closed? No problem. There are over 24 financial institutions in Moscow that are available to you around the clock. Let's say a friend in need of money wants to sell his flat at a bargain price at a late night party, and you want to take advantage of this unique opportunity but don't have enough cash. In Moscow, however, you can arrange this in the middle of the night. A company with the evocative name Mortgage 24/7 offers a low interest rate around the clock, a convenient payment plan for its mortgages, and even savings on overpayments, according to its website. And what does a citizen do when he runs afoul of the law in the middle of the night? Well, you've guessed it. There are lawyers who offer their help around the clock. One lawyer explains on his website that the police and public prosecutor's office can also conduct interrogations at night under the pretext of urgent matters, even though this is prohibited by law. In such a case, the citizen only needs to call him and he will come and help immediately. And what happens if someone is working on an important and urgent task on their computer in the middle of the night or on a Sunday and the computer breaks down? In Russia, there is definitely no reason to get nervous. This IT expert, for example, writes on his website that he has 15 years of experience in repairing computers and other electronic devices around the clock. Another IT expert who offers his services 24/7 promises that he will be with you within 40 minutes of your inquiry or at the time that is convenient for you. Perhaps you have a good reason to offer someone fresh flowers in the middle of the night. In the Western capitals, the flower stores are closed then. I visited this flower shop in Moscow at night, one of many that are open around the clock. The staff are friendly, the rooms and the products are beautifully displayed and air-conditioned. My visit to Moscow astounded me. Russia has not only survived a series of crippling sanctions imposed by its Western adversaries, but has also strengthened and diversified its manufacturing industry, as I show in another video. The country has achieved full employment and has one of the fastest GDP growth rates in the world. But the biggest highlight for me is the service industry, which operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and is incredibly innovative for a country that was trapped in Soviet immobility for decades. Ironically, Russia could serve as a model for Western countries that, unlike the Russian Federation, are now behaving in a rather self-destructive manner. That's it for today. If you liked the video, please click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to my video channel yet, please do so. Leave a comment and forward the video to relatives or friends who might be interested in it. See you in my next video. Goodbye from Moscow, Russia.